Hey, what's up? This is Ben from WODprep, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you how to do a ring muscle up. So first, let's talk about what is a muscle up. A muscle up is when I go from a hanging position with my arms fully extended to above the rings. Looks kind of like this. I'm hanging, and then I pull myself up and over, and then finish with my arms locked out. Okay? Easier said than done. The ring muscle up is a pretty complicated movement. I'm going to teach you in this video just a few quick fundamentals that you can learn to help get yourself above the rings. We have a lot more videos like this one and a free training guide. If you want to get that, go to wodprep.com/muscleup and you can get a completely free training guide to teach you how to do this. But for now, let's talk about, here's some fundamentals. Number one, that was a strict ring muscle up, which for most people, that's how you want to learn to start. You can eventually move on to something like this, which is a kipping ring muscle up, but especially if you're a beginner, I wouldn't do all of that yet. I'd focus on developing the strength and the mobility and the technique to get just a strict ring muscle up, where I'd do that strict pull up, rings all the way to the chest, lean through, and finish the dip. So here's what you need to do. First, we need to make sure you have the prerequisites. Can you do at least 6, 7 strict pull-ups on a pull-up bar, or on the rings even? If you can't do that, then it's gonna be really hard to pull high enough to get over the rings, okay? So once you know that you have enough strength to do the pulling, do you have enough strength to do a really deep ring dip? I've taught a few people where I got them over the rings and then they were stuck flailing around, they couldn't do the dip. So you have to make sure that you can do a really deep ring dip, because it'll probably be the deepest ring dip you've ever done in your life. Next is we need a false grip, okay? So I'm gonna hop up in the box and show you what that is. A false grip, and I have videos about this, is where when I grab the rings, the ring is sitting, the bottom of the ring is sitting right where the crease of my wrist is. If you do not have a false grip, if you try to grab like this, you will not be able to do a strict ring muscle up, okay? A lot of people think that they have a false grip by gripping it like this, but unless the crease of your wrist is actually above the rings, basically it sits right here, okay? If your crease of the wrist isn't above the rings, you're not gonna get one. So what we can do to help get that grip is to make sure that we actually chalk right where the ring's supposed to go. So I'm chalking. The next thing I recommend, especially if you're trying it on the high rings, is get some sort of box like this so that I can dig in my false grip. You probably noticed the very first muscle up I tried, it was kind of hard for me to get my grip, and I didn't chalk either. But now that I have chalk and I'm standing on this box, I can dig in that false grip, get a really, really strong false grip where I've choked up a lot. And then from here, I just lower myself down and I'm in position ready to pull, okay? If you have to jump from the ground to get up, it's a lot more difficult to get a deep enough false grip, and you'll probably fail. 2000, 2001, 2002, oh, sweet, didn't see there. Bro, if you like videos like this one, do me a huge fave, smash that sub button, click the thumb-a-rooney up. I would super duper appreciate that, bro. And last couple things I want to talk about, because I want to make this video really quick, is when you have your false grip and you have the rings, I want you to imagine doing the most aggressive, strongest, highest pull-up that you can possibly do, where I'm trying to bring the rings into my chest. It's almost like I want you to try to punch the rings into your chest. So you hear that? I'm going, okay? You're probably not gonna be actually able to do that, but I'm trying to pull the rings to my chest aggressively. That speed and that aggression is what's gonna put us into position to, once the rings get to my chest, notice how it's not neck, it's not chin, it's chest. Once the rings get here, then with my false grip still in there, all I have to do to get above the rings is simply lean forward. And that lean forward, I have a lot of different cues for it in different videos. You could think, I wanna throw my hat off, I wanna whip my ponytail forward. If there's a sheet of glass, I wanna break the glass with my forehead. Whatever you need to get your head through. Another cue, and this is the last one I'll give you, is imagine I'm looking up at the ceiling during the pull-up. I look up at the ceiling, and then once I get that ring to chest, boom, I look at the floor. Okay, so let me put it all together and see if you can go get it yourself. So I've chalked up, my wrist is already chalked. I'm getting my nice deep false grip. I'm gonna hang, and now I'm just gonna look at the ceiling, floor. Okay? And the last and final thing to tell you is when you go for that transition, that's a very common time for people to have a lot of bad things happen. When I do that lean forward to get into that dip position, do not let the rings spread. If the rings spread, you're gonna be unstable, you might fall through the rings, things can get a little gnarly. I recommend maybe watching some of my other videos about low ring drills, low ring muscle ups that you can practice before you get on the high rings. But when you make that transition, keep everything close. I want your hands to be digging into the sides of your ribs. Okay, that's gonna prevent those rings from coming wide and you getting all wobbly. So with that, hopefully you can put it all together and do one of these. And if you can, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button. And again, if you want a free training guide on how to do muscle ups, you can go to WODprep.com/muscle up, or I think WODprep.com/RMU also works too. Either way, we'll have the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. 3003, 3004. Whoa, didn't see you there. If you want more WODprep videos like this one, click the box thingy, and it's gonna take you to our next video, which is even cooler than this one, and it's free.